This is Dr. Harry Anderson. I'd like to discuss a little bit about mineral nutrition. Over the last 40 years of experience, I have learned to really respect and put a lot of emphasis on proper levels, relationships, and the kinds of minerals I use in my programs, and you need to be aware of this. First of all, in the major minerals, you need to look at the potassium and the calcium and the magnesium ratios and levels. Very critical to have these things in the right ratios as well as the level. Once you get the minimum level of any of one of these three, then look at the relationships. You should have 1¼ times as much potassium as you have calcium. You should have 1/3 as much magnesium as you have calcium. So if you keep those ratios in line, it doesn't matter if you're a little bit excess on one or all of these, as long as you meet the minimum of one of them and then set the others in the right ratio, you'll be just fine. Those are very critical. But to me, more important is the level and relationship of the trace minerals. The trace minerals are zinc, manganese, copper, cobalt, selenium, iodine, iron. All of those need to be in the diet. All of those need to be there in the right level and ratio and the right chemical form for the animal to use them properly. And that's where I have a problem with a lot of products that have been used over the years. And that is if you use products like an oxide form, like zinc oxide is a good example, and zinc is attached to an oxide, that is very poorly absorbed and used by the animal. You have to feed lots and lots of zinc if you feed it in the zinc oxide level. They all can come in the oxide level, or they can be used in the sulfate level. The sulfate level is much higher in absorption and bioavailability, so that is one that's getting more popular all the time, but you still find zinc oxide in some formulas. Then if you want to improve that, you can go to the hydroxychloride form, which is more bioavailable than those other two. And that is one that I use in my programs, 50% of that. And then I use half of my zinc, copper, and manganese in the true chelated form. A chelated form is by far the most bioavailable and the most readily usable by the animal. And that's really the one that you should find in your feeding programs if you're looking at a commercial product that you're going to purchase. You should look for hydroxychloride, zinc, manganese, and copper, and chelated form, the true chelate in a zinc, manganese, and copper. And also selenium is another one that's very, very critical. I've talked in other places about selenium and the importance in keeping the level proper so that you don't get tie-up. If you get inadequate selenium, you get tie-up. If you have inadequate copper, you'll probably have a poor immune system and energy use. If you have low manganese, you'll probably have poor reproduction. If you have low zinc, you'll probably have a poor immune system, poor skin texture. And by the way, zinc is nature's normal skin toughener. If you want good skin quality, you need lots of good quality of zinc, lots of zinc and good quality in the diet. But this is kind of a basic piece of information, and you need to learn more about these because it is a very complex thing. So for more information about this, if you would like to contact me, I'd sure be glad to visit with you. But do key in and make sure you have the right form, the right levels, and the right ratios of all of these minerals.